FeldCare Connects podcast. I am the presenter and host, Neil Haley, and I'm with my two guests today, Randi Peled, CEO of FeldCare, and Julia. Julia, thanks for stopping by, guys. Really excited to chat with you. And our topic today is owning a business in healthcare without being a provider. Yes, it's possible. How is it possible, Randi?
Thank you for having us on the show. And it's possible because someone, if they're entrepreneurial spirit and they don't want to start a business from scratch, we have the formula and the training materials that they could study. They shadow with a corporate office and they learn from A to Z what it takes to run an operation. So they don't have to be a clinician, they don't have to be a provider, they don't have to necessarily even have been in the healthcare field, because we really lay out the entire roadmap of how to run an organization and all the processes that are involved in owning a franchise, being a franchisee, and taking it from one step to the next. Some of the characteristics, if you will, for someone owning a business, again, they don't have to be a physical therapist or a nurse, they don't have to be a provider, but definitely they want to be in the health field. So they want to help others. It's also a good attribute, if you will, is somebody that's able to really communicate, be able to sell. We partner with home health agencies and clinicians, so there's a lot of sales involved. So somebody really has to have that ability to connect with people and get them excited about what the company presents.
Yeah, and you think about it, Julia. That's a great point, Randi. When you think about Julia, how difficult so much of the paperwork, all the different things that are involved, that you have a team at FeldCare that you, once you become a franchisee, that you're going to be able to figure out all these different things, then have to figure it out for yourself. And a lot of businesses take so much time just to figure things out.
Yeah. And I guess that brings another characteristic to mind for somebody who wants to franchise with FeldCare, which would be someone who's a really good learner and quick on the uptake, because there is a lot to learn, but we do have it all laid out for you. I'm on the marketing side, so we have all the marketing set up and branding all is already there, and we're a well-known company. Just understanding the functions that have to occur and how everything connects up. And if you haven't been in the healthcare field, it's definitely a leap, but it can be done. My background was not originally in healthcare, so I had to learn a lot to work with FeldCare. And obviously, if you can just understand the material, ask questions, you have to be curious. I think somebody who has those kind of entrepreneurial abilities where they already can understand how to become a specialist in an area just by learning and following the guidance of mentors, FeldCare becomes your mentor when you are a franchisee, which is really cool.
And Randi, from your years of expertise, there's someone to call on when there are challenges.
Absolutely. So being a franchisee, the beauty of that, you have corporate support. The franchisee is definitely developing, based on the whole organization, the different departments, and setting up people internally to be posted up and wearing their hats. But FeldCare, the franchise or the corporate office, has a significant role, Julia said, in marketing. We go to the different associations for recruiting. We go to home health conventions also to get the brand out. But when that franchisee is in training and through the lifespan of being connected as a franchisee, they have corporate support. There's directors that they can go to. There's, of course, myself that someone has 24/7 connection with. So they're never alone. And being an entrepreneur, you want to create, you want to expand, you want to build. right? And so this is like a perfect situation because that person doesn't have to start from scratch. They can take something that's already established and learn from it, and then go off and build it and expand it and create.
And that's key. Great. And feel that there's something special. Now, I think that when we've been talking on other podcasts, why therapists partner with FeldCare, those therapists that you go back from other podcasts, Julia, really explain they get to do what they love to do. And as a franchisee owner, you're going to get to do that's making a difference, not having there's so many other nuances that are handled in the process using FeldCare Connects, having the resources that are available, working with that home health agency. So they really don't, they have a lot of people already working in the background just based on how the system works.
Yeah, really plugging into the existing system and understanding and gaining the access to the experience that we have such great people that have worked with FeldCare for many years. And you have, as Randi said, access directly to her, which is just invaluable. I'm not actually sure how long she's been doing this, but it's been a long time. And she has so much knowledge and information that you can just plug into right there. We have it all obviously written up and you can learn from our materials. But I think an entrepreneur, one of the things about entrepreneurship is that it can be a bit lonely and it can feel like you don't have as much support because you don't want to tell your troubles to a competitor or something like that, or what you're running into. So you're like reading business books and trying to figure it out. Where when you become a franchisee, you don't have that. You can just call Randi and be like, what do I do in this situation? Have you ever run into this? And of course she has, because she built this company. She's been doing this for a long time. I just think having that resource is so incredible, and being able to then use it to help your community and use it to bring more access to physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to those in your community who would maybe be on a really long wait list, or maybe have trouble accessing it through their local home health agency because that agency just hasn't connected up with enough PTs, OTs, and SLPs in their area. And being that connector is just, it's very cool. And it's a huge help in your community.
So if you have no experience in this, but you see specifically that entrepreneurial mindset, Randi, then basically, and you are a giver that wants to care for others and provide a great service, as I think that out of businesses in this country, 70% of businesses are service-based businesses. So there's only 30%. People think entrepreneurship is a product or something where there's not a service. 70% of our businesses in the United States are service-based businesses, which is really fascinating because a lot of people are always looking at the passive income versus putting together something like this. My question to you is the training. That's another important part. If somebody decided just to build this on their own, do it on their own, the amount of paperwork, the amount of things just to get started versus a franchise option with that training that FeldCare brings.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in the world, right? And people are going to, I just want to detour a little bit. People are going to their job 9 to 5, and they're sometimes get locked into what they do and they want to do more, but it's like they don't know where to start. And they have an idea that they can create and do more, but they're afraid. Having the support and ability and the actual whole training we have it like a FeldCare University, that 21 different departments are broken down into trainings and the exact process of what occurs. So when a franchisee wants to sign up with FeldCare, sure, first I said they have to be in the health field. Meaning they want to help people. We work with generally the elder population. We work with home health agencies. We work with clinicians, OT, PT, and speech. We see patients in their home. So all of those processes and administrative how-to are all laid out systematically in an organizational structure where the franchisee learns each and every single department for that particular division. And then they actually shadow. So they go through these trainings, then they're actually shadowing with every single department, with the directors, and they're learning the process. They're learning about the softwares that are part of the system. They're learning about administration. They're learning about the documentation that the therapist has to fill out. They're learning about compliance and policies and procedures in the home health setting under Medicare guidelines. They learn all that. We provide that training. And then with that, there's, of course, the marketing and sales that have to occur in that particular state. That's what they're excited about. That's what they want to connect with those home health agencies. And we provide them with databases. And again, we go to the different conventions also on recruiting. So that's in a nutshell.
Fantastic. Now, Julia, last question is if people want to sign up to schedule a call with Randi, where's the best place they can go to schedule a call with Randi today?
Yeah, so I would just go to our website, feldcareconnects.com. There's a contact page and let them know exactly what you want to do. There is also a link through Franchise Conduit that I can give you to put into the show notes. And that's another way to connect with Randi and get started with the franchise and get even more details. I'm assuming that most people who watch this or listen to this and are interested would want more information, because any good business owner obviously wants all the details before they jump into something. So to connect with Randi, they'd probably just go to the contact page and then or through Franchise Conduit and get all of those details.
All right.
Or they can just call FeldCare directly, FeldCareConnects.com, like Julia said, and call the main number, and they can ask for me, and we could jump on a call and just talk about what we do and go the next step.
Yeah, we
All
can
right.
put that number in the show notes.
Fantastic. All right. That was a special simulcast of the Neil Haley Show on the FeldCare Connects podcast, guys. Take care.